What's up, everybody? How goes it? Sorry, I'm running 2 minutes late or so. Uh, let's see what's going on here. So there's been a lot of shit happening this week, huh? Been a wild and crazy week. Let's see. We'll wait for some people to get on here. Yep. And while we're waiting, let's see if I can fix this. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Hmm. All right. Hey, welcome. Trying to get some people in here. So I guess first thing we should probably talk about is the most obvious thing would be the Charlie Kirk assassination. Holy shit. Who saw that one coming? Not I. Um, what I did see coming, however, was the MAGA and right wing and Republicans and all those guys immediately start blaming the left. The Antifa, the anti fascist, the liberals, you know, no suspect even, no evidence, nobody apprehended. First thing they say is the left. These how does Trump refer to the left? Um, what was he say? They're not insane. What's the phrasing he uses for that? It's just the lunatic left. There it is. Really, buddy, commander in chief. That's your job. That's the path you're gonna take. You're gonna immediately try and throw the entire U.S. into a civil war. Well, I guess that's a good distraction from, everybody asking you to release the Epstein files. But while we're on that, I'm just asking questions here, right? Because that's what the right always says. I'm just asking questions, so I'm going to ask some questions. Does anybody else think maybe that's a weird timing for taking out Charlie Kirk, who was like one of the few people on the right that was asking to see the Epstein files? Hmm. That's Am I the only one that picked up on that? Like, I think we all saw that shit, right? Where he was, uh, what was he? Was he at a town hall or something? And he was asking, there's a bunch of younger kids, and he's like, can we see a show of hands uh, for who wants to see the Epstein files? And like every kid in the room raised their hands, and Charlie Kirk was like, there you go, like, see, the people want to see the Epstein files. And then I don't know, that's weird. Later on, he gets shot, and he's a key figurehead in that movement. So, of course, that's going to elicit a response. And, if you come out before there's any evidence of who did it and just say it was the radical lunatic left, like I said, I think a civil war is a good distraction from releasing the Epstein files. That seems to be pretty well played out. Now, I'm not trying to jump into any conspiracy theories. I think most of us by this point have seen the videos of the two guys on the back of the stage, and everybody's like, hey, that guy looks just like one of the Secret Servicemen that was there when Trump, the attempted Trump assassination. And hey, look, these guys are giving hand signals. And I think we've all seen that shit, but there is a lot of weird stuff with this. Like, I don't know, the dude, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, just going off of the stuff that I've seen, but they said it was a 30-06 Mauser, like, and he disassembled that quickly, hopped off the roof, and then went and reassembled it in the woods, you know? And I see a lot of my right wing, you know, Facebook friends sitting there saying, oh, he was having a relationship with his trans roommate and this and that. And I don't know, but then when you look at the shell casings, it's all a bunch of like Groiper shit like engraved in it. That's just weird. And anybody want to weigh in on that? Like, Well, what are we supposed to make of that? Is that supposed to make sense? You know, is well, which was it? Was he right? Was he left? Does it even fucking matter at this point? Can we admit finally that America has a gun problem? I mean, what do we need to see before this becomes, a conversation that we're having with our elected officials? Well, oh yeah, please forgive the wrinkles in my shirt. Uh, this is what happens when you fold it and stick it in the drawer after laundry rather than hang it. But whatever. Let's see here. Yeah, there's some odd stuff going on. Um, I don't know. I'd like to see what you guys have to say about it. I mean, other than just posting memes. And but be careful what you say, guys, because the the snowflake fucking right that always complains about cancel culture. The same guys that are the ones that are constantly trying to cancel Bud Light and Nike and whoever the fuck else it is this week. They might cry about it and try and dox you. And if you've got where you work on your profile, uh, I'd be expecting a call to the HR office. Which actually, I mean, I'm not going to say any names, but I had a friend contact me earlier today about that because they liked a uh, a meme or some shit, you know. And like, dude, really, are we that petty? You guys can't sit here and talk shit about, uh, you know, you can't shoot Charlie Kirk over, you know, the things he said because we have freedom of speech in this country. Hey, I 100% agree with you there. But by that same token, you don't think it's a little hypocritical that you're like, trying to get people fired because they weren't, you know, super sad when Charlie got assassinated? I mean, here's the thing, man. I feel bad for his family. I feel bad for his kids. Like I feel really bad for his kids. Um, but expecting me to have a ton of empathy for a guy who had none for anybody else, I just don't have that many feelings, y'all. I don't. Like, now, does that make me a bad person? I don't know. Again, I'm not using my speech or rhetoric to try and hurt anybody. I'm not doing it trying to, you know, tell people that they're less than or any of that. I'm just saying, man, and I'm guilty of it too. We gotta learn to choose our words more carefully. We really gotta work on that. Uh, I probably more so than most people because I have very little filter. Um, but what are you gonna do? It's kind of jacked, but oh, let's see. Hmm, what else can we? There's been so much shit going on, just so much, and it's like it just doesn't stop, and it's ramping up, and it's getting faster and worse. And I mean, shit. That same day there was another school shooting. Like, at what point? At what point? Like, that's the thing that I find so hypocritical about all this shit is everybody wants to they want the people on the left to be really upset about the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and we're monsters if we don't. But why aren't y'all upset about innocent school children getting killed? I mean, how many times does that have to happen before we say something about it, before we do something, before we vote out these officials that are refusing to act on it? I mean, I'm not saying take away guns from everybody. I'm not saying, I'm not saying anything in particular. I'm just saying, can we do something? Can we make an effort to, like, at least, it's like that guy at work that doesn't really do shit, but when the boss comes around, all of a sudden he picks up some tools and, like, oh man, I don't know. None of y'all are gonna get that reference. So, there was a video that came out back in the day, and it was a punk rock thing. And what was it? It was Rock Against Bush. It was put out by Fat Mike from Fat Records, and they had Will Ferrell playing Bush. And when they put the camera on him. He's holding a pickaxe and he's like tapping the fence, pretending to do work. Oh, hi, you caught me at my ranch, mending my fence with a pickaxe, whatever. Like, that's what our government does. They're those guys. They're the ones that show, oh, hey, you caught me working. You haven't done shit. Can you at least pretend like you're doing shit? At least pretend like you're working. Who would kill an innocent child? One of the tons of school shooters, dude. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's expecting us to be so up in arms about this. What's up, Mike? About this, Charlie Kirk shit. Which again, dude, I'm not. I don't condone political violence, but here's the thing, though, man. And I said this earlier, and some chick got mad and blocked me. But it is what it is. Like, if you're gonna be mad about political violence, be mad about all political violence, not just when it's one of your dudes that gets smoked. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you look at political violence over the last 30 years, you can feel free to look this shit up. I mean, I tell people all the time, fact check me if you think I'm wrong. Over the last 30 years, we've had, what was it, about 350 conservatives killing people, right? Like, when it comes to political violence, 22 liberals. But oh, it's totally a both sides problem. Dude, eat my whole ass. Like, eat it. Just syrup or KY. Like, I don't care what you use, dude. Just eat my ass with that shit, dude. Miss me with your bullshit. Uh Anyone you know? Like, what are you asking me if I know school shooters, dude? No. No. Like, don't want to know them. Like, hope I don't ever, you know? Like, actually, dude, if I knew somebody that was that sick, that was, so caught up in whatever fucking ideology, right, left, whatever, where they felt they needed to arm themselves and go take out innocent people, dude, I would have to have a talk with them and be like, dude, how did we get here? How did we get here? Like, you know, what can we do to get you out of this headspace that you're in where you think this is an acceptable measure? Like, and if that doesn't work, then yes, dude. Like, I mean, I ain't a snitch, but somebody might be knocking on your door later that day, possessed. See, man, Mike, dude. I mean, dude, good for you that you're getting on this spiritual kick and shit, dude. But I can't get with that, bro. People aren't possessed. Like, people have mental fucking problems, dude. And this is my problem with this religious, like, aspect of things. Is like, you're taking away people's responsibility for their own actions. Well, it wasn't that when something good happens, it's not that the dude worked hard, it's that Jesus did it, you know? Uh, when somebody, does something horrible, like, oh, that was the devil. No, that was fucking them. And it was probably a cry for help. Probably 30 cries for help before that. And nobody did shit, Like, it's not that they're evil. They're probably mentally imbalanced or, in a really dark place. Well, I mean, they're clearly mentally imbalanced. But, dude, there's something that could have been done there on a lot of these. It's so disturbing where we are at. I really wish we could be at a point where tragedy like this would unite and not divide. Well, it should. It should. And, like, I'd like to think I'm doing my part, Cassie. Hey, whenever I see my right wing friends start immediately posting, oh, it's war, get the liberals and all this shit, I do call that out. And he controls 98% of the people. Who controls 98% of the people, Mike? Like, what are you saying, dude? Um, but yeah, I call him out. I'm like, dude, do you really think that's the responsible move right now? Do you think that's where we need to be going? Like, we need to be uh, demonizing the majority of the people in this country. And see, I think that's another part of the problem is, like, these MAGA guys think that they're the majority. They're not, like, not even fucking close. Maybe like 1/3. And now MAGA is so divided and fractured that they're like taking each other out because they're not far enough right wing or whatever. And the whole time you just got, my MAGA friends on here like, oh, dude, well, he's shacked up with a trans person and shit. And I'm like, dude, so then why the homophobia, like, inscribed on the or carved into the shell casings? Why? That doesn't make any sense. Satan, the same thing that's possessed my sister. Come by, I'll show you. No, dude, Mike, dude, I don't, bro. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in the whole look what Satan's doing shit. It's not Satan, it's a chemical imbalance. And you guys need to stop with this whole God and the devil shit, dude, because there's answers for that here. You don't need to wait until the next life, dude. Like I I feel your pain, bro. I see that you're confused and you're looking to fix some stuff, but like, dude, honestly, instead of like talking about a book, you should probably talk to some doctors. Good for you. You may change their hearts. Mental illness is cruel and clearly affects us all. Absolutely. It does. It does. Mental illness does affect us all. Even if you're not personally affected, like if it's not your mental illness, uh, I've got family members and, my son's family. Like, I'm not going to call out specific people, but I've seen schizophrenia up close. Uh, and that's the thing, with treatment, we could do something better. Like it's better than what we're currently doing, which is nothing. And that's my issue with the religion thing. The thoughts and prayers, bro, it's the devil or whatever. That's an excuse to not do anything. And that I have a problem with. That's not okay. You know, like just, oh, we'll put it in God's hands. Well, why don't we just wait for that then? Like, no, how about we at least try to do something? Be proactive, y'all, or at least active. If you're not going to be proactive, if you're not going to be actionary, be reactionary. At least do something. But we're not seeing anything get done, and that's, we can't keep doing that. We can't just keep not doing shit because it's clearly not working. It's clearly not working. And that's my thing with these government officials, man. These elected officials are not doing anything. They're sitting there wringing their hands and like Nancy Mace immediately, the Democrats need to own this. Well, why in the fuck would the Democrats need to own this? That, like, is it the Democrats that are constantly pushing divisive rhetoric, or and that's the funny thing. Whenever the Republican people on my page come in, yes, the Democrats push divisive. Look, you're always talking shit to people. Yeah, dude, because we're asking you to have empathy. We're asking, and you tell us no all the fucking time until the one dude that spent his entire adult life like telling people like fuck empathy and shit gets shot. And now all of a sudden y'all are like, well, where's the empathy from the left? And it's like, dude, we're fucking exhausted, yo. We're exhausted. Like, step it the fuck up. Like, welcome to the party. Welcome to the adult conversation. Join us, please. Thank you. Uh, but yeah, we look at our elected officials and what are they doing? The right wingers are just sowing more division and hate. Uh, the left is, constantly apologetic for shit they didn't even do. But again, nothing's getting done with that. It's time to vote these people out. If they're not going to do their jobs, or at least pretend to fucking do their jobs, more uh resolutions, more votes, more do something. At least try to pass some legislature or legislation. Uh, at least give the appearance. They're all public servants that aren't serving. Yeah, they're not serving us, and that's kind of my point. I mean, like what I saw earlier. I guess what was it? The Express News posted something, and I forget what the article was about. I think they're trying to form some new bullshit committee, uh, and that's not really what I meant. But it was a picture of Chip Roy, and again, I'm saying it, man. He's vacating his seat, like to run for this new position. I forget what it was, but honestly, I don't care because I see that seat's got to be vacant, and that dude's my representative, and I'm seriously wondering at this point. I'm like, what do I have to do to get in there? Because I can't think of anybody, or at least no one that I know or no one that I've seen politically in the realm that would fight for the working class people or the people in my community as hard as I would. I don't see it. I don't see them. Uh, Now, if there is somebody and I think they could do a better job than me, by all means, I would do nothing but give them my support. But that's not what I see right now. I don't see a whole group of people trying to stand up and fix shit. I see a bunch of people uh, trying to point fingers and blame people for problems, but I don't see anybody trying to fix fucking problems, and that's a problem. Um, but yeah, I've started to respond to people about when they're like, "Oh, he was a crazy leftist that shot Charlie Kirk and shit," and we don't have facts yet, guys. We don't have facts, and until we have facts, you should probably pump your brakes. But here's the reality: whether he's right or left, does it even fucking matter? Does it even matter at this point? Like, one of my Facebook friends is like, "Oh, dude, he's on the left. He's on the left," and he keeps reposting all these memes and all this hateful shit and these TikToks and reels and videos. Everybody trying to declare war on the left. But let me ask you something: is it really that the left is the problem? Is it? Are they? Because regardless of whether that kid's politics have changed in the last couple of years, the reality is that he was raised in a Republican household surrounded by guns. His dad was a law enforcement officer. That's the shit we do know so far. And maybe that should be telling us something. Maybe that should be telling us, like, hey, dude, when you raise your kids around guns and a certain kind of rhetoric, like, even if the dude did switch up and decide to, you know, become a lefty, whatever, he still had what, 22 years of programming into that whole, if you're not with us, you're against us, and violence is okay if, if it's justified by this or that or whatever. Like, guys, let me tell you something. My take on this: the only time violence is okay is when it's in self-defense or in the defense of others. Like, I've said this a couple times on Facebook, but yeah, dude, I wanted to see Charlie Kirk get taken down, but on a debate stage and not with a bullet, dude. I wanted to see him uh, be pressured into debating Dean Withers or that Parker kid again, or Destiny, or any of the left leaning debaters, because that's how you do it. Like, if you don't like the fact that he has such a huge audience, then start showing up to those, uh, college campuses, and like Dean Withers was doing. Dude, he's a perfect example. Like, I don't agree with everything the kid does, and yes, sometimes he is a bit, what's the word, like smug and shit. But it's hard not to be after like all the time debating with these people and just watching them fail. But if any of y'all hadn't seen it, like a few of these last like college campus visits, Dean Withers had been showing up and signing up to debate Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk was ducking him like left and right, just didn't want to have anything to do with it because he knew he'd get annihilated just like he did in that Jubilee. Like, he wouldn't have a leg to stand on, and the reason why he wouldn't do it is because he knew that that would affect his base. He would start losing followers, and that's why he did what he did for so long. Like, I don't necessarily think that Charlie Kirk even believed all the shit that he would say all the time. I think that he was paid to say that shit, and maybe he believed some of it, but I don't know, man. And also, like, you hear the rumors that people close to him were saying that he was fearing for his life because he'd been speaking out against Israel lately and shit. And I don't know nothing about that. I'm just saying there's enough shit to muddy the waters that people should really hold off on making reservations or any jumping to judgment or conclusions on shit. And like, isn't there enough hate? Dude, isn't there enough? Don't we have enough? You know, like, because right now, the position I'm hearing from most of my friends on the left and most of the information they've got is, and they make some solid points, dude. If this kid was leftist and was having a relationship with a trans roommate and shit, then why would he put all this you know homophobic shit on the shell casings? That makes sense. That makes sense. A lot of the shit that he had on there was associated with the Groypers, and they're like big fans of Nick Fuentes. If you're not familiar with the Groypers, I posted a little video, probably about 45 minutes ago or so, maybe like an hour ago, where this guy gives you a pretty solid breakdown of the Groypers, and uh, they didn't think Charlie Kirk was far right enough. Like, you know he supported Israel. They didn't like that. Um, And again, though, we have a problem with anti-Semitism, uh, Islamophobia, homophobia. We have problems in this country. And I'll tell you right now, whether you're on the right or the left, China is licking its chops. Russia is licking its chops. We are doing their fucking job for them. If you really love America, then you need to find a way to reach across the aisle and pull those people back. If you really love this country, uh, that's they already retracted one information. Oh, hey, Livy. Uh, oh, about the roommate. What? Who retracted what information? Can you post a link, possibly? Hang on. Let me. I screwed up like right before that's why I was 2 minutes late coming on here because I accidentally closed the window and I didn't mean to. Uh, so now I lost all my history. I had like a whole bunch of pages open because I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. Um, let's see. And I got a new computer, so I can't remember how in the hell to open this up. How to open up my history. I'm not seeing it. Do 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 do. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yep. Yeah. You'll be back. Okay. No, that's cool. Thank you. I got time. I'm gonna have some dead space in this live because I'm about to take a minute and figure out how to reopen these windows and shit. And I'm just gonna leave this shit rolling because it takes too long to turn it off and start it back up or whatever. Um, but yeah, we've uh we've all seen some stuff going on here. Oh, here you go. Recently closed tabs. Yes, please reopen all of that. Um, mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, I ain't worried about that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, I see a little bit of a lag there. That's super duper. What do we got here? Mm-mm-mm. Brady, what did he say? Let's be nice, Brady. But yeah, he was quoting the Vandals. Like the America stands for freedom, but if you think you're free, try walking into a deli and urinating on the cheese. It's from a song called Anarchy Burger. Do 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 do. Aussie's video Trump. Okay, so Todd, if you're, let's see, I don't think I've should show up in your feed. Let's see. Okay, what do we got here? What did I get? What did I get? Okay.
In the past 4 days, the media has failed us in a lot of ways, and mainstream sources like the Wall Street Journal, The Guardian, and now Fox News and the New York Post misleading and allowing conspiracy theories to fuel fires online. We saw the Wall Street Journal improperly publish and now retract a story that said that the shell casings of the man suspected to be the shooter of Charlie Kirk contained transgender ideology on it. That's not true. Then we saw The Guardian publish a story saying that the man suspected of killing Charlie Kirk was a leftist, according to high school classmates. That's not true and has since been retracted. And now Fox News and the New York Post are reporting that the shooter's roommate was allegedly transgender. And there's very little corroborating evidence to support Fox News' reporting that it's released to the public. And even if there is corroborating evidence, who cares? A roommate is not the shooter, but it has allowed anti-trans conspiracies and rhetoric to spread the internet. And what we've seen over the past 4 days is exactly why people don't trust a lot of mainstream media anymore. Now, I'm not going to fuel conspiracies. My goal is to just give you the facts as they are. Right now, truthfully, no one knows the motive. And anyone who tells you they know the motive is lying to you or is trying to make this a left and right divide. I will continue providing you the facts and the truth, so follow along for more.
That's pretty legit. That guy, for those of you who don't know, I know that in the video of the video, it didn't turn out too well, but that guy's, thanks, Todd. The guy that we were just playing works for the Midas Touch, which is actually, I believe, still the #1 podcast right now. Beat out Joe Rogan and all that shit. Led by the Meiselas brothers, Ben Meiselas being the lead guy there, and he is an attorney, or actually, I think he's a professor. Like, so yeah, apparently all of these, stories from his roommates about him being a leftist have been debunked already and retracted by the people who put these stories out. And this is, this is what I'm talking about, guys. We have to. Oh, hey, there it is, right there. Hey, thanks, Livy. Hey, good looking out. Appreciate you. This is what I'm talking about, guys. We have to pump the fucking brakes. We have to. This whole thing is not working for anybody. Because, dude, I don't understand why the right is so eager for a civil war. I thought you loved America. I thought you loved this place. I'm gonna say it again here. Let me get closer for you. Hang on. Why is this not? Whatever. I'll get closer this way, guys. When you divide America, you are doing China and Russia's work for them. You're doing the work for them. You're helping them out. This is not helping America. If you got rid of the left, you would not help America. If you got rid of the right, you would not help America. You are doing our enemies' work for them. Stop doing that shit. Stop. It's irresponsible. Even if you had the facts, like I said, it doesn't matter if he turns out to be right or left. It doesn't matter. It's irresponsible. Like, it's not helping America right now. Like, unless you're an agent working for another country, like, and that's your job, then if that is good work, you're doing your job and you're hell of effective at it. But if that's not the case, man, then you're not helping us. So stop your shit. Stop listening to people like this. Stop, like, thank you, sir. For my campaign, you can never be bought. No, I can't be bought, dude, because I don't give a shit about money. like I posted that in that Express News article with Chip Roy shit. It's like, guys, if we're all tired of seeing this shit, then this is what we need to do. We need to vote these people out and replace them with people that can't be bought. And to some people, money is not all that damn important. I could care less. Dude, look, I've got the shit that I want. I did it on my own. I didn't have to take money from anybody. I just worked for it. And I don't need a big fucking house. Because if I had a big house, then I'd have to pay other people to clean it. Because I don't want to do that shit. Like, our representatives get paid $174,000 a year. That's well more than I make right now. That's pretty good amount of money. Like, I wouldn't need any super PAC money. I wouldn't need any, like, other money. Because that's the thing with social media now. Like, it's getting to a point where, like, as you build up a following, you don't need the advertisement. If you're a good representative, the people will advertise for you. That's how it works. Like, so you don't need to be taking money from people and selling yourself out. Remember to vote yes on this proposition or on this legislation or on vote no on this, or hey, we need to make some. Fuck you. Like, dude, like that. I'll say it. Apparently, this is a good time for me to be getting into politics because apparently we're allowed to say that now. I could tell people to eat shit or go shit in their hands and clap. Like, I'd probably get more votes for that. Like, and unfortunately, because of my speech, I'd probably get assassinated, much like Mr. Kirk. And man, that's such a fucking problem because guys, the way to beat shitty speech is with better speech. Like, see now what they did. Like, I really hope it wasn't a dude on the left, not because the right's like, oh, Civil War shit. No, I hope it wasn't a dude on the left because that would mean, all right, look, whoever did it's fucking stupid. If it was a guy on the left, then all you did was make this asshole a martyr. Like, yeah, dude, I said it. He was an asshole. Like, now I'm an asshole, so I don't think you should just get to off people for being assholes. But you know, it's you made him so much more powerful by killing him. And honestly, dude, like again, I'm not trying to get into conspiracy theory shit, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if, you know, someone in the administration who I'm not gonna name him, but if somebody you know, had that happen to him, had a hand in what happened to Charlie Kirk, because he kept pushing for the release of the Epstein files, and they knew that this would galvanize his place and pull a already fractured MAGA back together. There's so many. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, guys. Like, you got to look at big picture shit. You have to weigh all options. You have to be thinking people about things. And when you jump to conclusions, like you're playing a dangerous game. You're playing a dangerous game, and you're making it easy for your opponents. Is it like if you're gonna chase down every little red herring, it's cool to think about this shit, but especially going out and repeating it because there are so many stupid people in this country. I'm sorry, but there are a lot of dumbass people in this country that are easy to radicalize. That look around us, dude, like right and left. Uh, the left is more prone to do property damage. The right's more prone to do people damage. Like, but they do exist. We see them on a regular basis. They are out there. They are fucking shit up for the rest of us. Um, it's why we have so many problems these days. I would like to see a push back towards intellectualism. You know, I would like to see a push back towards, you know, open free speech, thought, debate, these things, because that's how we really get stuff done and that's how we change stuff, not by looking down the barrel at somebody, you know? Um, Again, when people are out there with bad speech, the best way to combat that is with better speech. Beat them at their own game. Like, again, shooting Charlie Kirk, all that did was make him a martyr. The people that were already kind of leaning that way, you just push them further into that, right? And again, maybe that was the goal. Maybe that was the goal. But if you want people like Charlie Kirk to lose their following, the best way to, because now here's what's going to happen. Now there's a vacuum where Charlie Kirk was. And whoever steps up to fill that void is going to get all of his followers plus some, right? Not the smart move. You're not playing chess. That was a dumb fucking move. The best thing to do is, like I said, what Dean Withers was doing, and show up on campuses and try to debate him. And when he chickens out, like he did every time Dean Withers would show up, like videotape that shit, post it, let everybody see that he doesn't want to debate a kid half his age. But Dean's not half his age, but like probably about what, damn near a decade younger, maybe, or at least like 7 years younger. He didn't want to debate him because Dean has facts. Parker has facts. And they're better at debating than he was. And when you beat him on a public stage like that, he loses some of his followers because there's going to be one or two, three, four kids in that audience that are like, that little blonde kid makes some good solid points. I should look him up and see what he's saying. And then that kid looks him up, sees what he's saying, and then goes out and reposts a bunch of Dean or Parker's videos. And then next thing you know, all their friends are seeing it, and maybe three or five of those friends are posting it, and it snowballs. I mean, that's how all this shit works. You don't start off with 6.4 million followers, dude. You build up to it, you put in the work, and you convince people. And that's what we need to be doing. We need to be, engaging those people that we disagree with. That's why I do this all the time. Everybody's always like, oh no, you know, uh, you shouldn't even be arguing with those people, just block them. I try not to block. The only time I block people is when they're not interested in having the conversation, when they're just trying to stir shit, uh, when all their arguments are like just riddled with logical fallacies and they're not trying to really make a point. If I realize that I'm not going to get through to you and you're just trying to waste my time, then I don't have time for that shit. I've embraced the Neil deGrasse Tyson uh, uh, thought process on this. When somebody asked him, uh, you know, why do you waste your time with these flat earth people and shit? What he told them was, I'll ask them up front what evidence they need to see. And once I provide them with that evidence, if they're still going to keep going on with this shit, then I'm done because I already proved my point. And I'm trying to embrace that, and the few times where you do see me still going on with some of these people, it's because I see that there's other people watching and I'm doing what Dean Withers does. I'm saying, I know I'm not going to get through to you, but these other people are watching because they're interested or they're engaging or they're, leaving comments here and there. And uh, I think I might be able to save some of them. That's really what I'm doing. Um, but yeah, man, we excuse me, we need to bring the temperature down in this country is what we need to do. And part of that, again, is by engaging these people. Like that's why a lot of these right wing people have gone so far extreme and the incels and all that shit. It's because people didn't talk to them. Now I'm not saying go blow an incel. That's not what I'm telling you to do. Uh, they're incels for a reason, but I'm saying make it known to them that the reason that nobody wants to play with their PP is because they're stupid and racist and homophobic and assholes, and they're not interested in bettering themselves. And maybe if we make those points over and over again, then they'll go, so you mean to tell me all I have to do is like reflect and become a better person and just try to better myself, and maybe somebody will want to see me naked? And yes, that's exactly what it is. And I guarantee you, people will start fixing who they are because who doesn't like to be seen naked, and have somebody play at their bits? Like we're sexual creatures, most of us anyways. Like that's a pretty good way to persuade people. I mean, I know it's kind of silly to say it, but like let them know, man, like you can be welcomed back to the fold. You just have to decide to quit being a shithead. Like, and it doesn't mean that somebody's gonna immediately, suck you off from the back or whatever, but the chances are better. Like, my bad. I just got real vulgar, but it's a solid point though. Like, it's we need to get these people back, not push them further away. And the way to do that is by engaging them. And some people, man, they make it really hard not to shit on them because they're just being total ass hats, and you can't help that. But try to engage in honest dialogue. Try to reach these people or meet them halfway at least. And again, stop jumping to conspiracy theories. I mean, I know everybody right now is wanting this guy to not be one of their tribe, but that's the thing. Maybe we should try having either no tribe or just one big tribe. Become a secular humanist, um, start giving a shit about all of society and not just the people in your camp. I don't know. I feel like that would benefit everybody, a lot better than what we've been doing, because what we've been doing, again, is not working, guys. It's not working. And if we don't find a solution, this isn't going to end well for anybody. It's not going to end well for the people on the right. It's not going to end well for the people on the left. And again, for my friends on the right, I do want to remind you that, man, don't go down that rabbit hole. Don't go down that path. Don't go taking that shit to the dome too seriously, like oh, we're gonna have a civil war. Dude, you don't want to do that, because again, not to be an asshole, but most of you guys aren't that good a shot anyways. People on the left also have weapons, and you're putting your family's lives at risk, right? Like, I don't advocate for violence. I don't condone this shit. But again, man, like, it's good to have ideas and not beliefs. People die over beliefs. You can change ideas, right? And again, you know, it doesn't matter if you've stockpiled a warehouse full of guns, dude. You only have two trigger fingers, and you're not gonna be very accurate if you're firing with both hands at the same time. So I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter what you have. Like, and honestly, most of the people that study tactics and, you know, chemistry or anything that would be useful in warfare, in a civil war, they're not the people on the right. So you guys are at a serious disadvantage. So just stop with the violence and the bullshit rhetoric, and start to think about how to heal your fucking country. Like, you want to be number one. The people on the left want to be number one also. Like, I don't understand why you guys don't get that. The people on the left really want America to be number one. They're not just saying it. That's why they want smarter, more qualified, less corrupt people in office. That's why they want uh, equality and opportunity for everyone in this country, because that's the shit that makes America number one. That's the shit that wins, right? This, like, isolationist mentality when it comes to economic policy, this whole, like, get everybody who's not a white Christian nationalist out of the country, that shit is how you fail. That uh making this whole country homogenous is not a good plan for success, guys. It's not. So I don't know, man. Like, I think, I mean, I'd like to hear some some of you guys' ideas on where you think we're going, or where you think we need to go, and more importantly, how do we get there? Like, even after this live ends, I would like to see that conversation happen. Like, if you've got ideas, put them in the thread. We can discuss them for next time. If you've got ideas on how to organize and kind of, you know, put out some of these flames, or at least douse them a little bit, like, you know, share them with me. I'm very interested in that, and I'd like to see, your thoughts on how we fix this, because again, man, America, this isn't working. It's not working. And with that, man, like, I guess, you know, I do want to say, like, I love you guys and I appreciate you, and thanks for coming out, you know. All right. Until next time, keep resisting.